Plus, violence continues to increase across popular tourist locations in Mexico. We have the details on the latest cartel shooting in just 2 minutes.
More high-quality programming. Tune in to AWE, a wealth of entertainment.
Whether on the White House lawn, at the nation's capital, or in the offices of leading elected officials and policymakers, One America's Washington, D.C. Bureau gives you a front row seat to newsmakers and politicians every day. We're dedicated to bringing you credible, straightforward reporting on today's most pressing issues. Stay informed. Watch One America News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A 2-day appeal hearing is set to begin in the case of a former Bosnian Serb leader. The ex-official was sentenced to 4 decades behind bars for an alleged genocide and war crimes. Here's more on the allegations against him.
Former Bosnian Serb leader Radovan Karadzic is to launch his appeal this week against a 40-year prison sentence for genocide and war crimes during the 1992-95 Bosnian War. Karadzic, a former psychiatrist, is the highest-ranking official sentenced by the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, set up in 1993 to prosecute those behind the Balkans bloodshed. 2 years ago, Karadzic, now aged 72, was convicted of crimes committed during the breakup of Yugoslavia, including the killing of 8,000 Muslim men and boys at Srebrenica. Months later, he filed an appeal saying that the court hadn't given him a fair trial.
Residents in Paraguay are heading out to the polls to elect the country's next president. Among those voting today is the country's outgoing president, Horacio Cortez, and the opposition candidate. Cortez tried to change the country's constitution to allow him to seek a second consecutive term. After failing to do so, he's now running for a Senate seat. His party has put up 46-year-old Mario Abdo in his place, a former senator who campaigned on an anti-corruption platform. Now, he currently holds an overwhelming lead in the polls, giving him and Cortez optimism about the elections.
Today's the day that people will speak. We trust in God that we are going to have an extraordinary civic day and that people will go out and vote. In just a few hours,
all but 4 years since 1947. While they're expected to win the presidency, they'll likely lose some of the 20 seats it holds in the country's 45-member Senate. Winners in today's election will take office on August 15th. Authorities are calling for peace as deadly anti-government protests continue in Nicaragua. Freddie Joyner has the latest.
Anti-government protests in Nicaragua entered a 5th day on Sunday, as the death toll from the violence rose and looting was reported in some areas. The Red Cross said at least 7 people had died and hundreds had been injured in riots, while a local human rights organization said it had registered 25 deaths. The protests